This is the Peace, Power, and Purpose podcast, where we spread awareness for men's mental health and spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. New episodes drop weekly.
This is the Peace, Power, and Purpose podcast, and I'm your host, Steve. Tonight, I am joined by Chris Maleta with Carry the Flag. Chris is here to share his story and also spread his mission with Carry the Flag and how he's helping just get out there and reach first responders, veterans, and anybody that's looking for some motivation and some help with the mental health arena. While you're watching, go ahead and hit that bell, like and subscribe to the channel. I drop new episodes every week, and you don't want to miss one. Chris, thank you for joining me tonight, man. I really appreciate it.
Dude, thank you, man. It's definitely for military first responders and the hard working Americans that keep this country rolling. That's what we're about, dude.
Nice. Well, before we get into Carry the Flag, unlike some other podcasts, I want to get to know Chris, the man. I know that you, have been in the fire service for a while, but I want to get to know more than just the title and the stories behind that title. I want to get to know you as an individual. So can you kind of give our listeners and viewers a little bit of a background? Like, where'd you grow up, man? Did you play sports, and how did you get into the fire service?
Yeah, dude. So I grew up in a small town outside Kansas City, Baser, Kansas. Really weird. I actually moved to the city right next to us and became a firefighter there. So I moved there, and I moved to North Carolina, and then we came back, and I'm back in my hometown of where I grew up. So, dude, grew up, it was a small town back then, you thought it was a lot of country town, but as you grew up, you were kind of right in the suburbs of Kansas City, but it still feels like country out here. So grew up on, what was it? My dad had 10, 15 acres and just running around out in the fields and everything. But, dude, played all sports growing up. Baseball was kind of my thing, I went into high school and then, played high school and then went into college, junior college, and played there.
Nice.
I didn't really have the grades, if we all know what I mean, to go any higher or anything. So one of those things where you're like, oh, my grade point average means something going to college. So yeah, dude, but I didn't know that my grandfather was a firefighter until I was probably a sophomore in high school. And it was really crazy, man. Like, we would go over there and do like chores for him, help out. We would cut the grass. We would paint the house, paint the railings. And one day, my grandpa, we threw a ladder on the side of the house and we were cleaning leaves out of the gutter. And he looked at me and he said, "Chris, you'd be a great firefighter." Ever since then, that message, I was like, man, I want to be a firefighter. Dude, I still remember to this day on the side of the house, and that's what got me into the fire service,
Wow.
man.
That's awesome, man. So you had a really strong role model within that profession. That's really cool, man.
Yeah, but it's really weird, man. It's like a lot of the guys, because my grandfather was in World War II, he never talked about it. It always seemed like the guys that were like in, what do I want to say it properly, but in the shit, that they never talked about it,
Mm-hmm.
So he was a firefighter. He got on the fire department. I think it was 1949, if I'm right. And dude, he did not talk about the fire service.
Really?
And so it was probably right when I was in high school, he started talking about it. He had plaques on the wall and stuff, didn't know what they were until he passed away. And then I really read them and it was like, oh, these are from the fire department. At his funeral, we had a procession and the fire trucks, everything were involved with it. Cause I didn't realize he was the deputy chief of Kansas City.
Wow.
Like, it was like,
dang.
now I will say my grandma always called him chief, it was, hey, the chief, and it was like, oh, well, that, and so really cool, there was a huge family background. And then like even stemming from it from there, I've got a cousin up in St. Joe that they've had family on the fire department up there for over 100 years until he retired. And there was a huge long line of family that were in the fire department that I didn't even know about growing up.
That's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, dude.
You're carrying on a
And
legacy right there, man. That's awesome.
it's it was amazing to be on the department that my grandpa was on.
Mhm.
You know, not only was I on the department at that time, but my brother was on the department. I had two cousins on the department, so there was four of us on the job at the time, so which was actually really cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
But but and we could get into it down the road, but then I ended up leaving because I want to be a firefighter on the beach. So I got on with a fire department in North Carolina, and then just had some family things come up that we moved back to Kansas City,
Okay.
and that's when I went to a different department. So I'm not with the same department anymore. So
What was more fun, being a firefighter on the beach or or where you're at now?
dude, so I got on, and I think it was like my second shift there. My brother was still back in town, in Kansas City, and he's watching Shark Week. And he's like, "Hey, and I'll say the department that I was on. I was on Oak Island, in North Carolina." He was like, "Hey, their Shark Week is saying Oak Island, North Carolina had two shark attacks like 5 years ago. Is that where you're at?" And I was like, "Yeah." So then it was like a couple hours after that, we get an alert I had on, the Facebook Oak Island page saying that there was an alligator caught in the surf, and just kind of give people heads up, and
Yeah.
I think it was like a 6 or 7 foot alligator that was in the surf. And I'm like, okay, hold on here, guys. I thought this was too cold to have alligators up here. And they're like, no, man, like they are up here. So it was definitely a learning curve of where I
Yeah.
had to learn, like, jellyfish stings,
Mhm.
stingrays, sharks, like all that stuff. So riptides were the bad
I
ones. So,
bet. Yeah, I bet.
um, yeah, but it's really weird because you travel halfway across the country and it's the same calls, just in a different place. Other than, like I said, ocean marine lives
Yeah,
calls,
yeah.
but you know, the regular calls that we usually run, same stuff, different place, just really, really weird feeling.
Yeah. I just ask because I love the beach. I live near Nashville, Tennessee, and my goal is to be in Florida some days. I love the beach, man. So, that's just my happy place. I love it. So I try to get down there as much as I can. It's not as much as I want, but I love Florida.
Yeah. Dude, driving over the bridge onto the island every morning, it was definitely a very fun time. So they had one station that was off the island, that was on the mainland, and then one on the island. So it was awesome that you got to drive over onto the island. So it was dude, it was really cool. But I mean, but before all of that, after I got done playing baseball, that's when I decided that not everybody really knows like all the steps to get onto the fire department. You just think that you show up, you sign up, and then you're on. But there's a lot of different training and certifications that you have to get just to even get on it. And dude, when I was getting on was what, '07. So I mean, dude, 9/11 was still fresh,
Yeah.
and it was tough getting job, man. Like there was so many people that were applying that, dude, you're going, they have like two spots and there's 100 people that put in an application,
Yeah, I
you
believe it.
know,
I believe it. I know
and
here a lot of guys do the volunteer fire department just to get some of the
yep,
credentials before they can even apply for like a city
yep,
department. So yeah,
yep,
it's no joke doing fire, man.
yeah, I did it, dude. I spent what, a year on a volunteer department, just like you said, just paying my dues. And then I worked a year on an ambulance and an ambulance service just to pay my dues. And then I finally got on.
Wow.
But I graduated EMT school, and that's when I got on the ambulance service as an EMT, and then I went to paramedic school, and then that's how I got on. And
Nice,
dude,
man. That's awesome.
yeah, dude, I did 15 years in Kansas City. And so I was in Kansas City, Kansas. There's Kansas City, Missouri, and the Kansas City,
Right.
Kansas, but I was on the Kansas side.
Okay.
So a lot of people that aren't from here, it's, a little confusing to them, where they're like, even to us, we're like, why is there two
Yeah.
Kansas Cities? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, dude, I did 15 years there. We ran a lot of great people, ran really good calls, like got a lot of experience there. I mean, it was one of those things that was very eye-opening where you're like, holy crap, like I had no clue really what I was getting into growing up in I was in a suburb of that city, but like you didn't really know because where I grew up was still really country. So, you know, but yeah. And
Well,
then
go
yeah,
ahead.
so then like I said, I got to where I was vested in my retirement. So everything that I had in there comes with me, but it stays so that everything that the department put in, I get to keep. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Let's try this firefighter out on the beach thing. And I applied for South Carolina and North Carolina. North Carolina took my certifications without me having to go back and get national registry stuff. So that's why I chose North Carolina. And
Okay.
it was awesome. Met a ton of great people. Were crazy things, dude. You're working with the Coast Guard and everything when you're on the coast. It was a huge learning curve, but it was really cool.
Yeah, that sounds like it was a really cool experience.
Yeah, dude, it was good, and met some great guys, would be friends forever. I mean, man, it's that brotherhood thing.
Hmm.
Like guys I worked with, it's like, dude, we were just talking the other day. So,
Very cool.
but yeah,
Very cool. So because this is a mental health awareness podcast, I do want to ask you this. Um, was there a trial or a period that you experienced during your career where you realized that maybe you needed to reach out and ask for help, whether it was on a bad call or something that you saw, or that you were self-aware in a sense of, man, like this is really, weighing on me, or it's taking a toll on me. Can you share anything like that with us?
dude, don't know why I feel like I can shut it off because I've had those questions, and I work with non-for-profits here, and I hear some of the guys' stories. And I just wonder to myself, it's like, why? Like, I even talked to my brother. I'm like, it's just like, I don't know. Like, one of my mentors when I very first started was just saying, hey, you're going to see a lot of stuff. Just don't think about it. Like, think that this isn't your emergency. This is theirs. And you do the best you can. And I guess kind of me, I look at it that it's like, hey, I gave them every opportunity I could. Like I did not, you know, I gave them the best opportunity to survive. But I mean, man, like I don't think it's more of calls, but I do notice that like coming off shift sometimes it's difficult. And it's hard to explain to somebody, and I feel like everybody kind of does it in their life, is where when you come home you just feel this pressure on you. And then you get bombarded with questions, with life stuff, and then next thing you know, you're in an argument. And I feel like that's just a lot of people's issues is, and I mean, even like military people, like I think about the military and I'm like, dude, like I can imagine how they feel when they're gone for a certain amount of time and they have to come back home and adjust to all of the normals that we have where, they're built for war and all this stuff. And then they come home and they just have to shut it off completely. And so I just kind of feel like that, I know I'm going off a little bit on a tangent, but um, dude, I do feel it a little bit. And to me, I feel like physical fitness is the first step to mental health. I try to work out and I try to lift and run every single day.
Hmm.
Like maybe one day I'll have a day off, but I've actually noticed that my mood changes when I actually take that day off.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I think the physical plays a huge role in your mental health for sure. Because we need an outlet. You got to have an outlet to release those endorphins and just kind of process things while you're moving your body. So I agree with that.
Yeah.
Does your
But
oh, go ahead.
what's the secret sauce to it? I couldn't tell you that,
Yeah.
you know. Um I like I said, I don't know. It's sometimes you can just turn it off. Now, I guess it would be a little different if it happened to somebody that I was working with, maybe you would respond a little different. But it's just definitely something that I've just learned to turn off,
Hmm.
So
In your
hope I answered that question right for you.
yeah, no, you did. And in your profession, are there resources available, say within the department, where if you're on a scene and something radical? Because I'll just share this with you, man. Like when I was in law enforcement, the worst call I ever had was a fire. And
Yeah.
I lost a patient. And for me, I was more frustrated because we were on scene first and the fire department wasn't able to access this person in a timely manner. And it really it pissed me off because I felt like we could have saved this person, but I didn't have the training or the gear to get inside this
Yeah.
house, and we lost her. And it didn't phase me, in the very beginning, but then like later on down the road, I started to have, because I mean, that was really the first person that I lost on a call. And it almost haunted me. And people were like, "Oh man, are you all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." Because there's a stigma. You didn't want to be a bitch. You were just like, "Yeah, no, I'm cool." I mean, seriously,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Oh,
that was a
you're
while
exactly
ago.
right. Yeah.
But I was just curious within like the world's changing, we're evolving, more people are becoming self-aware and realizing, hey, mental health is important. And
Yeah.
within your department, are there resources, if there was a bad call, would you be pulled off to talk to somebody, or are you kind of expected? And I'm not going to ask you to say the name of the department, but like go back, okay, we're going back to the firehouse and jock up and let's go if
No,
a call comes out.
definitely now. I would probably say the last 10 years, it's changed a lot.
Okay.
I mean, and yeah, dude, I remember calls where I heard last words and people taking their last breath at you, it's definitely one of those things where it's a gut check moment.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, I still remember some of them. But yeah, dude, last 10 years, it's definitely changed to where I remember running some bad calls at Kansas City, and I would get a text message from our peer support. Hey, know you ran a bad call. Are you doing good? Or they would call you. And
Okay.
it kind of threw me off where I was like, well, that's kind of weird. Like somebody's calling me and asking me if I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like, it caught me off guard because like you said, like before that it was, hey dude,
Mm-hmm.
bury it deep. But yeah, I mean, definitely now, especially as everything's evolving, there's a lot more like debriefing things. Hey, we do have a peer support group. If you need something, please reach out to them. We also, and I don't know how many guys will use it, but you have like one where you can call and it's like through the insurance, but I think those are a lot tougher to, rather than just talking to, being able to reach out and get a hold of somebody right now.
Yeah.
But two, man, I mean, like I have some, like I said, my brother's on the job, so I could always reach out to him. I have a really good buddy that him and I went through the academy with. And when I went to North Carolina, then I came back and he went to the same department that I'm on now. And he was like, dude, I'm not going to let you go to any other department. Like, so him and I would talk
Okay.
all the time. So, but yes, we do have those outlets. And I feel like it has changed in the past 10 years.
That's good to hear, man. That's really good to hear, especially in a first responder role. That kind of old school mentality, it usually leads to self-destruction, self-sabotage, and unfortunately, innocent folks like family members, friends end up, almost being like collateral damage if you don't get a grasp on it. So I was just curious. I like to ask guys. I have a lot of, police officers and veterans that come on here, and I always like to kind of pick their brain and just see um, where their resources are and if they are, available for them.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, it's just, hey, just know that you did the best you can.
Mm-hmm.
No, and I guess that's easy for me to sit there and say because I feel like I give the best effort on every single call. Every single call is going to be my best. So I'm like, okay, like I did what I needed to do.
Yeah.
I, but yeah, that's a hard one. It's a hard one to answer because I could sit there and keep saying that, but I do know that there are some people that really struggle with it.
But it's cool that you have that outlook, man, and that mindset. I mean, that's really cool to hear that because I think a lot of guys haven't either learned that mindset or it's a foreign concept to them. So it's cool to hear you talk like that and kind
Yeah.
of be able to still do your job and say, okay, I did the best I did, and not carry it with you.
Yeah.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, because yeah, man, like I said, definitely some stories where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, like I
Yeah.
definitely remember that. Or I'll tell my kids, will be like, yeah, that happened over there. That happened. Like, and I'm trying to be honest with it. Like, life sucks. Like it's not rainbows and unicorns and lollipops, whatever they call it. Like,
Yeah.
dude, there's a lot of life just sucks sometimes, and there's bad things that happen, it just, yeah.
Well, before we get into your mission, I want to ask you this question real quick, man. How does faith play a role in the life of Chris as a firefighter?
Dude, I mean, like, you, for some reason, you were sent down to do that job. Like, and that you're doing it and you've got the abilities to do it. Like, when you see somebody in their worst day, like, you were sent there for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's, I guess, like you said, it's having the faith that I did everything possible, and that when I go upstairs, that I know that I did every possible thing right that I could do. And I mean, dude, sometimes things screw up. But I was like, that's just how it goes. Like, not every single call runs perfect.
Yeah.
Now, when they do run perfect, you're like, man, that was a lot better than the last one. But it's just kind of improvising to where it's like, hey, like, this is the right decision at this time. This is the right decision for this person, and always being an advocate for the person,
Nice.
the
Yeah.
community. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all do have a purpose here on earth, and I love your attitude, man. You got a really positive outlook. I mean, because from my experience, in the old days, some of the first responders and veterans were more disgruntled, and you got a very positive outlook, man. So it's
Well,
contagious.
good,
Like your
good. Yeah,
energy,
yeah.
your energy's contagious. I
Awesome.
like it. Yeah, I like it.
Good, 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 good.
All right, let's get into. Oh, hang on,
All right.
I got one more question for you. What
right.
are your thoughts on cops, man? Because cops and firefighters sometimes don't get along.
I mean, they're cool.
Wow. Okay.
Dude.
All right. All right.
No, man. Dude, my take on law enforcement is they're ultimately, again, I don't want to cuss too much because I know, but dude, you guys go through some shit.
Yeah.
And you guys, like, it's no, like, you just get this huge bad reputation. But you know what? It's really funny when people need you and you show up. Hey, you're their hero. But it's like, but they give you such a bad rap that it's like, hey, like you said, on that fire, who's the first one that shows up? Yes, we are first responders, but dude, there's many times PD beats us there, and you guys are taking care of the stuff before we get there.
Yeah.
Dude, much respect.
Yeah.
Again, I see the crap that you guys have to go through, and I'm like, oh my God, like, how do you do this? Like, everybody's happy to see the fire department.
Yeah, they
most
love
of
the
time.
fire department.
99,
They
yeah,
love them.
99% of the time,
Yeah.
they're happy to see us.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, like, these guys are doing their job. They're protecting you. Like, it kills me, the negativity that I see on law enforcement. And dude, there are some bad cops. There's some bad firefighters.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just going to happen. But not everyone is out there to do bad things. Like, I mean, I just ran a call yesterday where, I mean, dude, like, this police officer was so passionate. I've seen him on a call before that it kind of shocked me on how passionate he was for the patient. This other time that I ran a call with him, I remember that he rode into the hospital with the ambulance holding that patient's hand, calming him. And I'm like, whoa, you do not see police officers doing that.
Yeah.
And he was very compassionate. And it was like, wow, dude, it blew me away. Dude, much respect, much respect. I would say I respect police officers, even though you guys give me speeding tickets occasionally. Just remember this, all right? But much respect, man.
Yeah.
There's more respect for police officers than probably any other branch because of the crap that you guys have to go through. But you know what? Protecting my family, everybody's family, everything. Much respect.
Nice, man. Well, there's cops that write other cops' tickets, so don't feel too bad. at least where I live. But yeah, I was just
Does everybody remember this? I'm going to be having a sticker on the back of my truck.
That's right. Well, let's get into carry the flag, man. I want to let's hear you talk about
All right, man.
how you got started, the mission. I mean, that's really the focus tonight. And I want you to kind of spread it, and let's get into it, man.
All right. So, like I said, I did 15 years at KCK, and then I went to North Carolina. I came back, and through that process, I have 2 kids, and I started venturing out to figure out, how some people are successful and how other people aren't, or what you're taught. So long story short, I started interviewing people that I thought were successful, and majority of them were, hey, I started a business. So I wanted to start a business to teach my kids adversity and hard work, that money just isn't on that money tree in my backyard, even though I don't really have a tree in the backyard, but whatever, So I started a couple businesses. I had some kind of mentors that were trying to mentor me, and I was just starting businesses because everybody just said to start businesses, and finally something will come up. Well, I was actually running a mountain bike brand last year. It was doing pretty decent. We were doing decent. I had it in 6 stores in the United States. I was pretty proud of that. I was like, dude, there's, banners of me in stores, and it came up. I was going to do the 9/11 stair climb, not this one this year, but it was the one last year.
Okay.
And I've done it in previous years. And this was the first year when I was coming back from North Carolina that I was going to do it in Kansas City, but I've done it back when I was on Kansas City, Kansas 4 times. And I was supposed to do it. I ended up not being able to because my daughter had a volleyball game that day. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to choose my family because it's very important for me on family, especially being a firefighter, not being home all the time. Like, you don't get to make all the games. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go to the game. And we were going back for a workout at the station. And the guy that was heading up our side of the stair climb walked in, and he was like, hey, man, are you doing the 9/11 stair climb? And I told him, I was like, dude, I can't do it. Like, I go into a volleyball game, and, firefighters, we bust each other's balls and chops. And he looked at me kind of just jacking around with me. He was like, Chris, who's going to carry the flag? Who's going to carry the flag for your family, your kids, your crew, the guys that are getting on the job that weren't even born on 9/11? These guys need somebody to climb these stairs for them, to keep that legacy, the mission, the message going. And he was just jacking with me. But I mean, dude, it hit me that I was like, because the hard thing about the 9/11 stair climb is the one here in Kansas City, the one that I do is just for firefighters. They have 343 firefighters died on 9/11. So the firefighter one is 343 firefighters climb the stairs for each firefighter that was lost that day. And so the numbers have been dwindling. When it very first started, like, you couldn't even get a spot.
Yeah.
Because it was just full. You had to be there that day and plug in, but it's been dwindling. And so it kind of hit me that I was like, dang, man, like, who is going to carry that flag for them? Who's going to carry the flag for the military that lost everybody, the civilians, like all this? And it stuck with me. So later that I was actually going in to get changed for the workout. And so during that workout, I was just like, who's going to carry the flag? Who's going to carry the flag? And it just stuck with me. It stuck with me. And so I'd be going out for my run, and just sitting there thinking, who's going to carry the flag? So in January, I kind of came up to a pivot point. It was this January, I kind of came up to a pivot point where I was like, I'm going to go out go out on just a limb here. And I'm just going to, I'm just going to start it. Mm-hmm. I think it's cool. Like, I think that it's, inspiring, but I'm going to just see if anybody else does. So I went to the station that day and I started designing, because I have a background in design.
Okay.
And so I started designing who's going to carry the flag stuff. And I'm like, man, that just doesn't ring. Like, and so I started, messing with it. And dude, I came up with that logo.
It's
and
sick.
I was like,
that's cool. I like it.
was like, dude, that's badass.
Yeah, it
I
was
was
good.
like, all right. So I was like, let me just start doing some of the stuff that I kind of know what to do, Instagram stuff. And so I started, and I all of a sudden, dude, I started getting some messages, some follows, everything. And I was like, all right, this is really cool. Like, I feel like people are getting it, you know? But, you know, in an entrepreneur way, you never really know if you have something. I can tell all my family, and all of them are always like, yeah, dude, it's a great idea. Yeah,
Yeah.
do it, you know?
Yeah.
But you don't know.
Right.
So I know how to print shirts and everything. So I was like, all right, I'm going to print 30 shirts and I'm taking it up to NASCAR. It's right down the
Wow.
road from us.
Wow.
Uh, when I do pop-up shops, my kids, most of the time they come with me to learn like hard work, adversity. We stand up and, you know, I mean, it's hard to go up in front of somebody and give them a sales pitch, you know? So, um, I was like, all right, Sunday morning, we're going to go up to NASCAR. I think it was Sunday or Saturday. I can't remember which race it was, but I think it was Sunday. And I was like, we're going to go. And my wife's like, are you sure you can do this? I'm like, I don't know, but if somebody stops me, I'm just going to play dumb and be like, I didn't know I couldn't do this, you know? So, dude, I took the 30 shirts and my kids and my wife came up with me. And dude, it was very humbling the very first time I went to pitch it to somebody because they were probably like, what is wrong with this guy? You know, but I had to tell my kids, it was like, dude, you got to get the first one out. And then after that, it's like, okay, I can kind of figure out what I'm saying. Like, how do I get this message? Like, this is what I started. Like, this is what it's for, you know, without sounding stupid. Um, so the first one was really bad. And then the second one, it ended up, it was actually a paramedic that I work with in the county. I've never worked with him, but I give him the pitch and he's like, dude, I really like that. I think he ended up buying like 3 shirts. And I was like, oh, awesome, man. All right, cool, cool.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, fine. I'm not completely crazy, you know? So then I go up to the next tent and there's like probably 8 to 10 people in it. And I'm just like, it's go time. Let's go. And I just pitch. And dude, like, it was awesome. It was amazing. Like, they all kind of like huddled around and they were just like listening. And then the next thing, I got stories after stories. And the one thing that I learned during all of it was I just didn't have a brand, but it was a story behind it. Like, people, and what I wasn't prepared for the brand was getting those heartfelt stories from people, you know, couple down, it was, hey, my husband was a firefighter and died of cancer. And then a couple more down, it was, hey, my uncle was in Vietnam and he got shot down in a helicopter. Like, amazing stories from people. And I you know, it kind of shook you a little bit because you're like, wow, like, this is different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And dude, probably about an hour and a half, I tell everybody we sold out, but we had like one small left, and
Wow.
smalls are hard to sell anyways.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy crap, like, people believe in this, you know, man. And that's just where we've been going. And so that led to me meeting people on Instagram. Social media is great. Like,
Mhm.
I know everybody hates it and I kind of hate it to a point, but it gets you connected with people. And I'm connected with somebody that does the firefighter challenge. And he's like, hey, dude, come down to Oklahoma City and do the firefighter challenge. And the next thing you know, I'm there and having a great time with everybody, met a ton of great people. The brotherhood was still alive and going. And it's been really great, man. It's been amazing to connect with the people that I've connected with, and, you know, doing the podcast, connecting with you. Like, it's been really cool. And it's amazing to hear that story because I tell it so many times, but it hasn't been lately to where it's like, dude, like, this is great. Like, you don't get this, you know, because I'm at Under Armour earlier today grabbing
Nice.
some stuff. And I'm like, you know, it's cool, but what's the story?
Yeah.
What's the, you know, and I start thinking about it. I'm like, dang, man, like, this is really powerful. This is really cool. Like, I feel like, and I know it's cliche and I tell everybody, but it's like, hey, this is our time
Mm-hmm.
to pick up the flag to carry it for the next generations.
Well, dude, our country needs that. Like, the patriotism is not, in my opinion. I mean, I'm 46. I was in college during 9/11, and back then, man, everybody wanted to go kick some ass. They wanted to serve their country, and now it's just different, man. It's
It
morale's
is. It
not the
is.
same, and I think we need a movement in this country to be proud to be American again. And I love America. I mean, my whole family's military, so I've always been patriotic, but I think the younger generation coming up, they need a message. They need some motivation to say, "Hey, be proud to be an American citizen and carry the flag." Like, what are you going to
Dude.
do? Do your part,
Yeah.
Don't just sit on your ass and expect everything to be handed to you, which is how I've got 2 kids, but most kids nowadays are like, "Oh, you owe me this." No, the world don't owe you shit. You got to go out and get it. Especially
Doesn't
in
owe you shit, man.
especially, when you live in America, you still gotta make it work.
Dude, and you think about all the sacrifices that have been made. And I mean, I don't know how much you've traveled out of the country, but I've traveled out of the country and dude, like we have it really good here.
Yeah, we do.
Really good.
Yeah, we do.
Um, dude, yeah, man, like that's the thing is I have 2 kids of my own. And then so it was Charlie Kirk ended up getting assassinated and it was that day I was like, I'm going to go carry the flag. I'm going to go for a run on Charlie Kirk's birthday and I'm carrying the flag down Main Street and I'm going to show my pride
Yeah.
because I'm going to put my money where my mouth is and I'm going to carry the flag, which I did the 9/11 stair climb the weekend before that. And I took a flag and carried it up. I
Wow.
carried it up the first flight and then I passed it off to a couple other guys that wanted to carry it, and so it was awesome.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's
Dude,
awesome.
it was I was pumped showing up with the flag. I was like, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And then man, running down Main Street. I don't know if anybody's ever ran with the flag, but it's definitely a different feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to get the support, the honks, the fist pumps,
Mhm.
the hey, I support you. Dude, I've had crazy things where like this because I run at different locations because I go to my station and I'll park there and I'll go run around the station too.
Mhm.
So I'm just not in one place doing it over and over again. I'm trying to spread the message. And over by my station, I've had a lady run down to the street and she's like filming me and she's cheering. I've
Yeah.
had a guy come down and he was taking pictures. He's like, dude, I've been seeing you through my window running with the flag. I wanted to meet you. And then so I run and I come back and I actually run into him while he's walking. And,
Huh.
so we stopped and talked. It's amazing, dude. A lot of people are out there ready to show their patriotism. They're just they're scared to.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that it's scared to, but it's frowned upon right now where you see the American flag and people are intimidated by it.
Mhm.
I'm like, do you like my the World War II vets? And again, I'm not gonna throw any other vet out because like I think about like World War II, like that was where my grandpa was.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, like would they be rolling in their graves right now to say this is intimidating? What wasn't intimidating was storming the beach of Normandy back then. Not this flag. This flag means so much in the sacrifices that these guys made.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
guys and gals, everybody has made for this country, and for I to hear it to be intimidating is it's starting to get a little frustrating because I didn't know that this is the way the brand was going to go, but it's something that it definitely needs right now.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, big time.
And I tell everybody this isn't left or right. This is about America.
Yeah.
Like I'm sorry that I have conservative values, but that's just me. Like I just have conservative values. It's not meaning that I don't I don't want difference. It's just I have conservative values.
Yeah. And I think when you say, the flag's intimidating, it's the left agenda saying that you're a conservative if you support America if you're flying a flag. And dude, at the end of the day, like you just said, it shouldn't be left and right. It's one nation under God, indivisible
One
liberty and
nation.
justice for all. I mean, that's how it is. And
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
well, yeah,
It's
I lived in Germany as a kid during the Cold War. So I saw firsthand how much the world did not like the US. So that made me even more prideful about America. So yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm all about it. Like if it intimidates
yeah,
people, good. Like, like
yeah,
I'm proud of it. So
yeah. It's dude, it's amazing. Once I heard that phrase and I started all of this and I get the positivity that people are giving me, it's this is what I've been wanting to do. There was a reason why I came back to Kansas City and what I was supposed to do with it. And I always feel like there's a not everything's for everything happens for a reason. That's what I'm trying to say. I always sit there and say everything happens for a reason. And for us to come back to Kansas City, it was like, well, what was this all about? Well, I figured it out now. So, dude, it's amazing, and I'm proud for the community that it's built, because I always tell everybody this again, this isn't me, this is us.
mhm.
And we carry the flag together. So when I start seeing people do it together, it's like, yes, like this is what we need. Like we all need to be able to put up. And dude, I was actually sitting here thinking today, I was like, man, I think it's kind of my goal to have every house in America have an American flag
Mm,
flying outside.
that's awesome.
Be amazing, man. Because
Yeah.
it's hard, because I look like some neighbors and they're flying a Kansas City Chiefs flag, and I'm like, you have a sports team. And I guess it didn't really affect me until like you start really getting into it and you're like, you have a flag for your sports team, but not the United States flag. And I do, and I will say, I do have a house down the street. When I go walk the dog, the flag is up flying upside down. I'm
Wow.
like,
Are you serious? Wow.
I just want to play stupid and go up there and be like, hey, I just want to let you know your flag's upside down. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. But
Dang, man.
yeah. But you know what? You have your freedom of speech.
Yeah.
But when when the person that I voted for didn't get elected, I didn't fly my flag upside down.
Right.
I don't know,
Right.
because dude, there's just a lot of respect on the people that have made the ultimate sacrifice for that flag. Like it means a ton.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. When I sit there and I say it's our time to pick it up. It's our responsibility to teach the next generation, because dude, like there's just a lot of people that just go through life, just go through it, where it's like, dude, there's a lot of values to be taught here,
Mhm.
and the values that our country once stood for.
Yeah.
Like it stood for hard work. Like that's the number one. Like just hard work, putting your two hands to work and doing it. So sorry, I know I went on a
No,
little
man,
rant.
I think it's great, dude. The younger generation, they need that. I mean, we all need it, but I think especially the kids coming up, they need to learn more about America and learn to be proud of it, man, and not feel just
Of course.
in this stoic state of not really knowing what's going on in the world. And I think it's great, man. And I was gonna say this because it made me think of this. There used to be an old bumper sticker, you stomp my flag and I'll stomp your ass. And I think we need that. We need like that. We need to put that on a
Dude,
t-shirt. I'll wear that one.
that's actually pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, make a note of that.
Yeah, dude.
But dude, I mean, like you said though, and I think I seen it on a post that was like, hey, we need America back to America when it was September 12th,
Yeah, no kidding.
2001.
No kidding,
And I
man.
was like, dang, man, like you said, everybody drove down the street, everybody walked by each other, just like, we're in this together. We're in this together. And and like you said, now it's God, like you have an American flag on your hat or your coat, like,
Yeah.
so
That's scary.
dude,
Yeah.
it
It's
definitely is. And
crazy.
like you said, it's really weird because I didn't really know what I was doing when I started the brand. It just kind of went this way. And it started at NASCAR. I love my NASCAR people because I was like, these are my people. But it was like all of a sudden, like you said, I thought I was starting a brand. And then the next thing you know, it turns into a message and a mission.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm getting the stories. And I mean, dude, some of them, it's just incredible. And it's an honor to hear that and to pick this up for it. Cause dude, I was out running about, what was that? Probably a month ago now. And down my main street of my town, the VFW puts American flags down the main street. And every time that they do, like, dude, I just run under those flags. I'm like, dude, this is awesome.
That is awesome.
And I was like, I wish I could, like, who puts these up? And I'm out there on a run and here they are putting them up. And I was like, I'm gonna stop because they were putting them up for Veterans Day.
Yeah.
And so I stopped and I had a talk with them. It's in one of my posts.
Nice.
And I thanked them. And there was actually a World War II vet that was in there. I think it was 9. How old was he? Was he 90 or was he 101? One of those. I keep thinking that he was 91, but I think he was 101. Dude, it was incredible. Yeah.
Well, and there's something else too that I just thought of, I think, with what you're doing in your mission. Dude, our country is looking, I think, for more masculine men because we've been taught for so many years that masculinity is toxic, don't have a voice, kind of guys be quiet, go stand in the corner. And I think the American flag in itself is masculine. I mean, it's strength, it's honor, it's power. And I think just having that patriotism and saying, hey, you know what, I'm proud to be an American and I will fight for this country. That's masculine in itself. So that's a whole other way to look at it too, man, with what you're doing. I think,
dude, it is hugely powerful. And yes, I do believe that toxic masculinity has been, I say it all the time. I'm like, toxic masculinity. Why is it bad for us to, like, dude, like, that's just us.
mm-hmm.
Why is it toxic?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. It just needs, at some point, it just has to be like that. And there is strength in this flag.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, it's just like I said, it's frowned upon more. Again, like I said, I don't know how to explain it because yes, there is toxic masculinity, but I also have a daughter too. But yes, the flag with it just being this terroristic thing. And I don't know if it's true, but I was just telling my wife the other day about Disney taking down the American flag because it was too aggressive for people. And I'm like, I hope this is not true. I hope this is fake news. But
yeah.
there is something with our culture and toxic masculinity, and it's okay to be a man. It's okay to go out and do manly stuff. It's okay to discipline your kids because that's just the way it is. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. That's wild.
I know, maybe I'm like, well, if I get any grief, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. You can hit the unfollow button anytime you want.
Well, where can folks learn more about Carry the Flag, Chris?
Dude, I'm on Instagram a ton.
Okay.
Carry the Flag USA. We give away free stickers on the website, carrytheflagusa.com. Again, I didn't know how I wanted to pivot this in the very beginning, but I went with USA.com because I went with carrytheflagusa.com because carrytheflag.com was taken. And I was like, okay, United States, cool. Like, and then all of a sudden morphed. Maybe like you said, it was meant to be like that. But yeah, that's where we do, and we give away the free stickers on there if anybody wants one. But definitely Instagram. I know I got Facebook and TikTok, but dude, I'm a one-man band right now, and just doing one social media is hard enough.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But I want to kind of pick back up on a point you made earlier. So I own a business, and before I started getting in the podcast world, I was kind of anti-social media. I'm old school. I work the floor. I'm a personal trainer. And I was like, man, I don't want to do this. But I will say this to give kind of shed a positive light on it. We met through Instagram. I've met so many great people through social media, and now in the podcast space, it's a necessity. You got to do it. But I think there is a way to do it where you're encouraging people, you're helping people outside of all the noise and the bullshit that comes along with fake news or whatever you want to call it in social
Yeah,
media. So I think, both of us are doing good things through a platform that's kind of known to be less than favorable in most cases, just because there's so much trash out there. So it's cool to have like a brother in this, man, just kind of working together and like, spreading a positive message for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It's a great, like I said, I was the same way. I didn't want to do social media, but the power of being able to meet awesome people, be able to interact with your community, meet a ton of great people that's your audience. It's amazing, man. And I mean, my supporters, freaking can't thank them enough. And I love them so much because, dude, like I said, I took a leap of faith in January, and I can't thank everybody enough for believing in this and supporting it. I mean, I say it all the time, like, just thank you for believing in it because, like I said, I say this all the time, every decision that we make right now affects the generation behind us. And it's our time right now to pick up the flag and carry it for that next generation, the values, the standards that this country stood for. Dude, it's amazing people that believe in this. So I thank everybody so much. Because I will say I would rather have 1,000 true followers than 1,000,000 that just follow me for no reason, or because they thought it was a cool video that I did. Because the followers I have right now, they're amazing, and I can't thank them enough.
So
And dude, even thank you also,
yeah,
like, for
yeah.
having me on this. Like, dude, it's amazing.
No, I appreciate you coming on, man. I mean, it's an honor to be able to sit down and talk with you. And it's like I said a minute ago, it's just cool to continue to meet kind of like-minded individuals and do some good in the world because there's so much bad, and it feels good to kind of give back and to try to help, man, and just be
Yeah,
there.
dude. Well, it's awesome that people like you are starting all of this because you have all the fake news out there. You have all I mean, dude, there's just an agenda from all of the I say advertisers, but news stations, radio stations, it all that it's people like you need to continue doing this because it's great stuff, and it's true stuff rather than all of the agenda that's being pushed every other way.
Hmm. Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And so you're coming up on I guess your 1 year anniversary. Is that right? In January?
1 year,
That's
yeah,
awesome,
dude.
man.
That's
Yeah, that's
kind of
awesome.
crazy. That you say it, it's like, holy crap. It is coming up on 1 year. So dude,
Yeah.
I gotta figure out, I gotta look back and see when I did my first post to um maybe we'll have to do something fun for it.
Yeah, you should,
I've got
man.
some We've got some stuff lined up in 2026. I'm hoping everything kind of starts working its way out. We do have a couple things planned, but maybe I'll make the announcement on the 1 year
You
anniversary of what
should.
we're going to be doing. But yeah, dude, it's been a wild first year, and it's just going to get more insane. And again, dude, it's to everybody that believes in this.
Mhm.
That it has nothing. Yeah, maybe I came up with the message. Maybe the firefighter came up with the message, but it's the people that believe are the ones that are going to keep this going.
Yeah, 100%, man. Well, you're crushing it online. I mean, I see your content and it's awesome, man. I mean, you've got just a great attitude. I mean, you're positive, you're energetic, and
Well,
it's
dude,
just
I don't want to be the influencer that sugarcoats it
mhm.
or that is scripted. And I've said this before in podcasts, dude. There's sometimes like I'll say stuff 10 times because it just sounds scripted. And I just want to be like, hey, this is me. I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm not going through, uh, like, I'm not going through, I don't know, some like ChatGPT to figure out things to say because I've ran out of things. Like this is me. This is what the brand stands for. And this is the message that I want to get out. And so, yeah, I've had people that are like, "Hey, dude, you need to use this software and chop it up, and it gets rid of the dead space." And I'm like, "No, man, like this is the raw me. Like this is raw. I'm not chopping anything up. If somebody listens to my thing for 10 seconds and doesn't like it, whatever. But you know what? There's them true followers that want to listen to all the way through because they believe in this message.
Yeah, I like the authenticity because there is so much out there, man, that's just you can tell it's
Huge,
scripted.
man.
And I won't name names, but there's some big podcasts out there, and you can just tell there's not a lot of authenticity, man. I mean, it's more just
Yeah.
selling a product, getting the views, and I don't really see a lot of the human maybe side to some of those big ones. So I think it's cool that you actually care enough to be authentic and say, hey, you know what? If I make a mistake or it's too raw, hey, sorry, that's just how it is, man. I mean,
Cause
but
there's sometimes I'm like, wait, what did I just say? I'm like, cause I mean, dude, it's hard, but once it gets going, you're like, all right, here it is. Like, this is what I want to say. And this is the raw, like, I'm not chopping it all up to get rid of the dead space. Like, this is it.
yeah,
So, dude, and like I said, it's crazy because I will get people that, like when I announced that we had some meetings for 2026 stuff going on. Like it was a pretty dull post. I thought it was a dull post. I was like, man, I don't know if I'm going to get a lot of interaction on this. But I had 2 or 3 of my followers like, dude, I'm excited to hear what's going on in 2026. And it was like, okay, somebody listened to it, I mean, dude, like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's the true believers,
it
man.
wasn't dull. It wasn't dull at all. I was like, damn, he's got some stuff moving. I mean, that's cool to hear it. Like
We
I saw it the other day, so it wasn't dull, man. It was good.
all I always sit there and say, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
let's freaking go, you
It,
know.
it's funny that you say that because I've noticed when I just talk, like I'm in the car rider line and just saying, hey, I've got these episodes coming this week, or it's just me talking about something, not on a show, just like, a video or whatever. It seems to get more traction than when I do like spend an hour trying to put a clip together or a certain post. I think people like that, just that rawness, man, just the human side of who you really are. I think people
Dude,
are looking for that.
I was just telling a guy that I work with and his wife is doing, a business. And I said, people want to see the face behind the brand.
Mm-hmm.
They want to see the face behind the brand because they want to know who's behind this. Like, I think it's just that way in marketing right now. It's, everybody sees these big guys that are behind the brand. And that's just dude, I think it's a huge thing. So yeah, even though some days I'm just like, what do I like? I'm just, and those are some of the days. Like, I think I was on the Stairmaster at the station and again, I don't do a lot of stuff at the station because I don't want them to come back on me and I owe something to the station or I get somebody in trouble because I'm at the station filming. Um, but I was struggling on the Stairmaster one day, and I'm like, dude, I need to post a video of this because not every single day you're gonna freaking just be rocking and rolling. Like,
Yeah.
I know my attitude, everybody's always like, dude, this guy's always like on it, like ready to go. Dude, there's days that I struggle.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to show was I'm struggling this morning.
Yeah.
Struggling.
Yeah, man.
So yeah.
Well, if you're watching this, be sure to check out Carry the Flag, learn more about Chris on Instagram and his website, and just support his mission. He's got a great thing going. And while you're doing that, be sure to like and subscribe to the Peace, Power, and Purpose podcast and just help spread awareness for men's mental health. And guys, we're building a brotherhood. We're here. Chris and I both are trying to make a difference in this world. And there's so much just garbage out there, so much fake news and just,
Yeah.
surface level stuff, and we're trying to make an impact, and we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys. And I want to say I appreciate all the listeners, all the viewers, and just the love and support on Instagram, all those social media networks, because it's you guys that make this show happen. I'm the guy behind the microphone and the camera, but guys like you, Chris, guys that come on here and talk, I'm grateful for you, man. I really am, because
Well, dude, I'm humbled to be here. I mean, I'm grateful, humbled. It's amazing, man. And whatever I can do to help out, let me know.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. Well, hey, man, I'm gonna close this out with a prayer. And if there's anything else you want to add to the conversation, man, go ahead and if you want to plug, another link or something like that, go ahead and drop that.
No, dude, just if you guys want one, stop by and grab a sticker.
Nice.
I give them out for free because, man, I believe in the mission. I believe in the movement. Like I give them away for free. And I looked at the pricing and everything the other day, and I was like, man, if I just saved all this money that I was spending on these stickers, woof. But yeah, grab a sticker. Like I said, there's no strings attached. Grab one if it starts a conversation. If you believe in it, hey, even better.
Hey, and I just had a question for you. I just thought of this. Do you have your own like machine to print shirts, or how do you go about that process?
Yeah, so I do a lot of heat press right now.
Okay.
I went through and I learned how to screen print, dude.
Okay.
It's a long process, and for me to do it through my house, I would have to go down. So my buddy's dad, long story short, taught me how to screen print.
Okay.
I'd have to go down to their shop. I would have to burn a screen. I'll have to set it up. I'll have to ink, put it in, and do all that. And then when I went to North Carolina, they taught me how to put a glue on the back, and then that's how a lot of these brands are doing it now.
Okay.
And so, dude, it just saves so much time.
Yeah, I bet.
And it like I said, and dude, I do it all. I do it all myself. So when you're getting something from me, it's designed by me. It's heat pressed by me right now, but once we get big enough, I'll start going to the screen printer.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Support small business, folks. Support small American owned business. I mean, it doesn't get more American than Carry the Flag right there. So especially a firefighter owned company, man. That's pretty awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
Pretty awesome.
We carry the flag together.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, brother. I'm gonna pray us out. All right.
All right, let's do it.
Here we go. Father, thank you for today. Thank you for this conversation tonight with Chris. And I just pray you bless him, be with Carry the Flag. And I pray that you just be in this with him and continue the mission for him. And Lord, just be with the rest of us that are out there that are trying to meet like-minded individuals to help other people in this world. I pray that you will protect us, that you will watch over us and just forgive us of our sins. Lord, I pray that we live in peace through you, that we have power through you, Jesus, and that we live with purpose through you, Lord. It's in your mighty name that I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Brother, I really appreciate you coming on, dude. It was an honor speaking with you, and I'm going to have to check out the website again, and I've got my sticker. It's on my other coffee cup. I had to plug my stuff tonight, so I put this one out here. I made this on Etsy, so if you want to branch out and do some screen printing, I'll hit you up for some shirts, because I've had a heck of a time trying to do merchandise, man. This was something I made online. I just made one, so that's way out of my scope of practice, dude. I'm not a merch guy, so I could use some help in that department for sure.
Always, man. Always.
Awesome, man. Well, dude, I appreciate you coming on tonight. It was really fun talking with you.
Yeah, dude. Thank you.